Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. And get ready for a whole lot of excitement because today we are discussing the upcoming highly anticipated update coming to Palia, known as Fall Fantasy of Barns and Briars. Back in June, we got the Palia Path roadmap, covering lots of content coming to the game in summer 2025 as well as beyond. And in that video, we got some incredibly exciting announcements about some upcoming features to the game, including but not limited to the animal husbandry skill, also known as ranching, as well as a brand new housing line system that was said to completely rework how we as Palians build our homes in the future. And here we are at the very tail end of summer, and I'm super excited to say that these highly anticipated updates are finally making their way into the game. Autumn is in full swing in the world of Palia, and although we'll have to wait just a little bit longer for the spooky moon shop to arrive, you can expect to find a plethora of autumnal colors and trees coloring the entire village of Kilima in this update. Starting off with the brand new ranching skill, where you'll be able to take care of some precious fur babies, some which you may have expected and others not so much. Your future career as a rancher begins after you've completed the Like a Bird quest, also known as the quest that earns you a glider at the beginning of the game. So if you've already completed this quest, you can expect a visit from our dear friend Delilah, who will visit your housing plot with a gift known as the Barn Bell crafting recipe. So the way that the ranching skill is going to work in Palia, I think is going to be a surprise to a lot of people. Some that some people may actually like, and others not so much. So if you're like me, I had kind of expected that once the animal husbandry, aka ranching skill had been added to the game, that we would receive new building types such as barns, coops, etc., that we could buy the recipes for at Town Hall and then take home to build wherever we'd like them. However, this is completely off base from how the animal husbandry system is going to work. Once Delilah visits your plot after completing that glider quest, she will present to you what is called the Barn Bell. And how the Barn Bell works is it is its own crafting recipe that you can create for your plot, placed anywhere that you want. And once your character rings that bell, you will then be transported to a completely separate area for your ranching abilities. In this brand new area that's being added to the game, you'll be able to find all of your barn buildings as well as any furry critters that you adopt, in addition to other features such as a cash register that will allow you to purchase more animals and equipment in the future. I think the hardest part for someone like me who just loves decorating is the fact that you will not be able to decorate these areas whatsoever. Not gonna lie, I was pretty bummed out when I heard this because I had been saving a specific part of my home plots ready to build the cutest barns and coops and etc., only to find out that, oh nope, it's going to be a completely separate area that you can't decorate at all. So I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts on that. So if you could let me know down in the comments what you think. Are you excited that it's its own area? Or are you like me and pretty saddened by the fact that we won't get to decorate it whatsoever? It sadly is going to start out as a single player experience that your friends cannot join you at. However, the devs do apparently have plans to add in multiplayer support to it in the future, so keep an eye out for that so you can take care of all of your ranching needs together, like the other skills throughout Palia too. But I'm so excited to introduce to you your brand new plethora of fur babies, including Palia's very own version of chickens known as peckies, trufflets, which will be Palia's version of pigs, ormus, which are Palia's version of cows, as well as bumbles, which are Palia's versions of bees, which I gotta say, I was really not expecting that we were gonna be getting beekeeping so early into this, but I am not upset about it whatsoever. Each one of these creatures will produce or forage their very own materials that you can either craft or cook with, in exchange for taking care of their needs, such as feeding them and giving them a whole lot of belly rubs. Each of these brand new friends have 3 life stages, include babies, where they generate traits, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, adults, where they can produce items as well as breed offspring, and the last stage known as the venerated life stage, which at that point can no longer produce items or breed, but you do have the option to either donate your animal in return for a treat bag, or use a rare treat that can allow your venerated animals to be reincarnated as baby forms once more. When you breed 2 adult animals in the game, they will create a brand new little bundle of joy who can develop up to 6 unique traits, ranging from cosmetic flourishes to practical effects that can help you throughout the game. And there are a bunch of different treats that you can feed to your critters, most of which can be purchased from the ranch store using gold, including ones that allow your little fur babies to never grow up, create more produce at a time, as well as even reset their traits. And that's not all. If you have grown to adore these precious little beans that you've raised from the ground up, then get ready because you will be able to carry them out into the world of Palia as a pet if you purchase what's called the Handler's License, which is going to be an option from the premium store. And with the beginning of this update, you'll be able to purchase licenses for peckies, trufflets, and bumbles. So I'm expecting that maybe in the future we'll be able to bring out ormus as well, at least possibly the baby versions of them. I can imagine how full-sized ormus running around in Palia might get a little bit much. And in addition to that, the devs have a whole lot of plans for more critters to be added to our ranching ability soon as well. They haven't been quite specific on what these critters could be, but if I had to take some guesses, I would say maybe some Paliafied versions of sheep, alpacas, and maybe even horses as well. What are your thoughts on this? I'd love to hear them down in the comments on what you think will be added into the future of animal husbandry in Palia. But for now, with ormus, peckies, trufflets, and bumbles, we will be able to have up to 30 critters in our barns, which I think is crazy. Speaking of the wonderful Delilah, she's been a busy bee this season, and not only is gifting us the brand new barn bell craftable, but also has put together an entirely new bulletin board for us. It's that time of the year again for the Bahari Province Fair, where Delilah and her family love setting up their booth to sell their delicious produce and jams to the Bahari Province locals. But year after year, Delilah's nemesis, known as Maisie Martingale, has consistently won the blue ribbon. So it's time that we help her out by fulfilling some requests that she's put out on the bulletin board for this update. Some of which will include crafting materials, fish and frogs, cooked dishes, as well as a whole bunch of cooking ingredients. You're definitely going to want to complete these bulletin board quests this time around, because not only will you be able to earn delicious treats for your new animals in game, we are getting a new decor recipe starter pack known as the Rancher set that for now in game you'll only exclusively be able to get by completing this bulletin board quest. The devs do have plans to re-release this set in the future, but not knowing when that will be exactly, if you're like me and love decorating in game, then I highly encourage you to complete this bulletin board quest before the next updates, because it is so cute and would be incredibly sad to miss out on. I really appreciate that the devs added in this new bulletin board system to the game in the last update, because it especially gives veteran players who have caught up on story quest lines to still have something to work toward and come back to each and every day. But the devs are further expanding on daily content by adding in the new daily quest system to the game. The devs have created a whopping pool of 200 quests that will rotate daily by giving us 2 random quests that will ask you to fulfill various challenges that day. And in return, you'll receive a brand new currency in game known as Tailor tickets. So, what exactly are Tailor tickets? The devs are completely shaking up the way that we customize our characters in game. At the start of this update, Tailor tickets will unlock a new plethora of color options for your characters' in-game hair, makeup, as well as facial hair if that's your cup of tea. But the devs have stated that they do plan on increasing the range of these tailoring tickets to allow us to even custom colorize our clothes and other features in the future. I just absolutely love the flexibility that the developers are giving us with this brand new tailoring ticket system. But not only that, we are getting a whole range of new flexibility in a completely other form, with a brand new feature that I know a lot of you guys have also been excited for, known as the new housing line feature. Anyone who's tried building in Palia thus far may know that the housing system has been a bit limited in what we can do with it and show our unique creativity with, purely due to the system that it was built around, with very limited nodes that we can build off of, as well as what I like to call building accessories, such as windows and other extensions. But the devs have been hard at work recreating the building system from the ground up and are releasing a whole new line of houses that will allow us to build with a whole lot more freedom and flexibility that we weren't able to do in-game before, except with the use of glitches. With this update, we are getting our first ever new line of homes, and this one's going to be known as the Alchemist Cottage. Anyone who's ever seen Tamala's home in game and thought, man, I wish I could build something like that, Well, get ready to rejoice because the devs have heard our prayers and will finally be able to create that beautiful, whimsical, witchy cottage of our dreams. Grand harvest houses are a thing of the past because with this update, you'll be able to create two-story buildings with plenty of room to spare. In addition to the ability to create indoor stairs in lots of different locations, be able to knock out walls regardless of whether another room is connected, which was previously only able to be done via the ghosting glitch. If you've been wanting to create an attic or loft space, that'll be no problem with this update. You'll be able to create beautiful rooftop patios, as well as decorate with cute roof add-ons. I think the only sad news about this is that with the new way that building is going to be working in Palia, it is sadly not a retroactive update, meaning that all of our harvest houses, grand harvest houses, and room add-ons that go with that set sadly will not work in the same way that these new housing lines, including the alchemist set, will work, meaning that you cannot stack harvest houses on top of each other to make second stories. You cannot add stairs inside them wherever you like, remove roofs to make rooftop patios, etc. So unfortunately, if you're not a fan of the new alchemist set, you'll have to wait a little bit longer for new lines of houses to be able to work with this new system that they have in place. But overall, I think that this is a very much needed and great update that's coming to Palia because of the building constraints that we were previously working with. So it makes me incredibly excited to see what lines of homes they'll be adding in the future. Okay, where are my plushie fans in the chat at? Because I've got something super exciting to share with you. And that's, with this update, we are getting a couple new plushies, but a whole bunch of new potato pods as well. For quite some time, a lot of people have been requesting that one of the most popular fluttery friends in-game, known as the Duskwing Butterfly, get its very own plushie version. Well, the devs have once again heard us out, so get ready for the beautiful Duskwing Butterfly plush that's being added to the game as a rare drop that you can potentially get for catching the Duskwing Butterfly. And although shark fin plushies are not a new addition to the game, there have been a lot of critiques about them since they were initially released, in that the shark fin plushes are just so tiny. So the devs are giving us an extra large version of the shark fin plush. And you'll see potato pods like you've never seen them before, but now known as shiny pods. Man, I can't wait to nab these 10 brand new shiny pods for myself. For anyone who's completed the Earth Temple questline, part of the main story quest, then you probably remember the character known as the Gardener. The Gardener is a little bit rough around the edges, but fret not, because with this new update to Palia, you'll be able to develop your friendship with the Gardener to hopefully break down some of those walls he's built up over such a long time. For anyone who previously had the ancient Galder statue on their plots, which originally came from the Vault of the Roots bundle completion, you may have noticed in the last update that the statue had a mysterious facelift. Well, that was by no mistake, because the statue's brand new design will coincide with your newfound ability to befriend the Gardener, as well as the quest lines that go along with that friendship. In addition to the handler's licenses, which are being added to the game, there are a bunch of new, incredibly exciting things that are being added to the premium store. With this initial update, you'll be introduced to the new valedictorian outfit, which describes itself as blending studious charm and runway-worthy details for an instant classic look, as well as this outfit known as Little Red, which I know a lot of you guys are going to be excited for. Perfectly in time for the upcoming Halloween season, or any year-round mushroom foraging adventures that you might come across. To match this beautiful new outfit, we're also getting a brand new tool skin, also called Little Red. My only gripe with new tool skins like this that are created to match the brand new outfits in-game are that they always only come in one colorway. Meanwhile, you can color the outfits in a bunch of different options. So my hope is that with the new tailoring ticket system that's being added with this update, that we'll be able to color our tool skins likewise in the future. If you've ever competed in the Papa Chapa, or as I like to call it, Chapa Papa event that happens during the Maji Market, then you may be familiar with those incredible big blue balloons that everybody goes ham for once they spawn in. Well, you may be going ham once the Boss Balloon Glider gets added to the premium store with this update. But if a more classic look is your cup of tea, then you can check out the Pearlescent Glider, which is also being added to the store. And to coincide with this beautiful autumny ranching updates, we are going to be blessed with the new Harvest Homestead landscape. This landscape is full of rolling fields and countryside charm. So get ready to grab a cozy cup of tea and enjoy the crisp autumn morning. Okay, so that's what's coming in the initial part of this brand new update. But there are a couple things that are coming in the Part B on September 23rd. One of the things is the new Storm Pack tool skin, which has this really cool glowy effect to it. But what I personally am most excited for in the Part B update is this gorgeous new outfit known as Rose Garden. I have a feeling that my wallet's going to be in trouble with this update. There are so many incredible things coming to the fall fantasy of Barnes and Briar's patch. The devs definitely ate on this one. What would you say you're most excited for in this update? Let me know down in the comments what you're looking forward to most. And in the meantime, your Palia partner friend Wade here is signing off, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.